Hi, my name's John. This is my daughter Emmy.
Hello.
And tonight is actually the 500th nightcap. And you think I do 2 videos every week, so that's 1,000 videos. It's going to be a little bit of a different nightcap to what I normally do. A lot of viewers have sent questions in that they would like me to answer. And Emmy's going to ask me the questions and I'm going to try my best to answer them. So if you don't want to watch a question and answer session, you'll have to wait in part 2, there'll be some machining. Right, Emmy, you've got a list of questions.
So I've got a list of really good questions to go through with my dad. But I think one of the most important ones to start off on the 500th episode is, why did you start putting your videos up on YouTube?
I started putting videos up on YouTube. I built a small gas turbine engine and I was a member of an American forum. And I put one of the videos up on YouTube just so I could share it. And it started to get a lot of views. Then I started to watch more engineering programs, especially Keith Fenner. And Keith Fenner was probably the one that made us start doing machining and engineering videos.
Amazing. I think what people probably don't realise, especially about my dad, is the kind of place we live in England and the kind of background my dad has, which is a mechanic in the northeast. It is really unusual to have a sort of YouTube channel or a platform. I know a lot of my friends are fascinated, follow him, and think it's amazing. There's some sort of dog issue going on in the background. Apologies if you're picking that up. UK listeners will know what this is. Americans may not. That's the ice cream van. I think you do have them in America.
I think you do, yeah.
So the ice cream truck's just pulled up outside. So chaos has ensued with the neighbourhood dogs. Anyways, back on point. So it is quite an unusual thing for someone to do. So that was a really, really good question. So there's just so many. I think another one that's been asked more than once is, well, I'll roll it in. It's about you and my mum, how long you've been together, how you met.
How old are you now?
John. I'm 40 and I'm 41 on the 13th of October.
I've been with Deb for about 43, 44 years. I met her in a pub. We'd been at a race meeting and we'd come back for a quick pint and Deb was there and that's how I met her and things just went from there.
There we go. Some great pictures of the wedding day as well. If my dad ever pops them on Facebook. Some solid suits. So there's so many. So what actually got you into engineering in the first place with a background in mechanics? It's a slightly different sidestep.
When I was young, my dad was a very keen modeller. He built model boats, model aeroplanes. I did engineering at school. We did metalwork and we actually were allowed to use machinery at school. And it wasn't long after that I bought my dad bought a small lathe, a little Unimat lathe. And I've always had a lathe ever since then. I've gone through quite a few. The people I used to work for were quite involved in motorsport. And in motorsport, you've got to be like an all-rounder. You've got to be able to fix things on the go. And that's basically where the engineering and the welding side come from.
What are the different types of welding and which is your favourite?
The 3 basic types of welding that I do, well there's 4 actually. I get gas welding, oxyacetylene flame, MIG welding, which is a wire fed, and TIG welding, which is a hand process, and stick welding. Of all the processes, I prefer to TIG weld aluminium and stainless steel.
Okay, so I've got another one here. So if you could, what tool or machine would you most like to add to the workshop?
I would like a little surface grinder. It's a small grinder with a little magnetic chuck on. I would like a surface grinder.
I've got one question and I had to ask for it to be explained. Do you have a problem with swarf entering the house?
I haven't got a problem with it, but Deborah has. She calls them toenails. It's difficult not to get swarf because it gets stuck in your trousers and your shoes and into the house, and I try my best not to get them in. She had a bit one day and she says, "Can you tell us what that is?" She says, "What is it?" And I said, if you had a magnet pet, you could tell for sure, but it was the wrong answer. She wasn't very happy.
Yes, there's definitely you put your shoes on as you walk, sort of, we've got the kitchen and then you come out where the workshop is and there's a little sort of area there where there's some like extra fridges and stuff. Yeah. And it's certainly a shoes on area or slippers on. What's your favourite tipple?
I drink Guinness and I drink red wine. That's it, basically. And my favourite is probably red wine.
Likes red wine. He warms it on the top of the log burner to make sure it's
I certainly warm the bottle up.
The perfect drinking temperature.
Absolutely, room temperature.
He's a man of taste and refinement, is our John.
My favourite wine's probably Chateauneuf du Pape.
Chateauneuf. Well, once I got in the car and had it been for Christmas, I don't know what it was for, but in the side pocket of the car, I was like, what's this?
I did a welding job for somebody and they gave us a
I was just like, there's just a bottle of Chateau Neuf de Pape on the side of the car. I was like, what? I didn't get any of it, by the way. He had it all to himself. What was your first... My dad writes only in capital letters, so he's written all your questions out for me in large capitals, but a lot of them look the same, so I think he's a better welder than he is scribe. What was your first experience of machine tools, and what was your first lathe?
I've sort of already answered that. My first experience of machine tools would have been...
Oh, you did?
In my dad's workshop with a little Unimat modelling lathe, and then I went to school and they had box fads in Colchesters, and I've always had lathes ever since.
I think another, that was a really important question, is where did the name Doubleboost come from?
The name Doubleboost, it's a strange one, this. When I was doing the gas turbines, as a friend of mine, me and a lad called Walter, when we were building the jet engines, we couldn't get it to run, it wouldn't self-sustain. And I said to Walter, right, we'll just double the boost pressure. The boost pressure is a P2 pressure, that's the pressure on the turbocharger. And that's where the name Doubleboost come from.
Nice. Linked actually, I guess, someone's asking where the merch is, John. Where's the t-shirts, where's the hoodies, when are they coming back?
I haven't done any merch for a while. My friend Rob at Extreme Plasma is going to start doing them again. Probably the next week or two I'll have a list of merchandise up, hoodies and t-shirts and hats and that sort of thing.
Fantastic. So we all know you like to go to steam rallies.
Yeah.
And I went to many as a child, which is not the most normal thing to tell your friends you're going to, because a lot of people don't understand what they are. So when was your first one? What got you into them? When did you start going?
Once again, it was my dad. He went to steam rallies up and down the country, and I used to go with him. And I've just gone ever since, and now I'm actively involved in the steam scene. When Alan was little and Emmy was little, I used to take them to steam rallies and sort of drag them around. My wife now comes to steam rallies with us, so it's like it's not a job, but it's a passion. It's something I really enjoy, and I really enjoy working on steam engines, making bits, repairing bits, because the work you do on a vintage steam engine is going to be here forever. It's not like the stuff I do normally. It's something different, something to be proud of.
I think if all of you haven't had the chance to go and support a steam rally, it's definitely worth going down. I was at one actually quite a while ago now.
Yeah, Lincoln you went to, yeah.
I got to go on the tarmac wagon.
You did?
I was clearly not used to riding the tarmac wagon, because what I did was put my boot on top of where you shovel the coal in, and I melted my boot. Yeah. So I came off as quite the amateur at the steam rally. So I think next time I go, I'll not put my boot on top of a coal fire. Yeah. Lessons were learned. How tall are you, Jono?
I used to be 6'4", but I've shriveled up a little bit.
You were never 6'4".
And now I'm 6'1.5". I'm just over 6 foot.
It was 6'2", I think.
6'2".
Yeah. We were stood with the boys yesterday, so we're a very tall family. And my dad's son, Alan, is 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
My cousin's 6'3", my other cousin's 6'3". You're the same height as the boys still.
They're all big lads, yeah.
He's all right. I reckon still about 6'2". 6'2" and a bit with his cap on.
Probably.
Debs is only 5'6", isn't she?
Yeah.
And I'm 5'8". Well, so the next one is when Debs hit her thumb with the hammer and you laughed. Did you feel guilty?
I didn't realise she'd hit her thumb with a hammer, and I felt really horrible about it. But I still laughed at that. I still laugh at the video clip now.
We got the video.
Oh yes.
Fuck, right. Ooh. Hit the bastard thing then. Hit me. You hit me. Oh, you got your thumb as well. Oh, well you did. Right. Oh, Dave. You alright? Hey. You're worried about your own face. I didn't know you. I'm not a bastard. I didn't know you had a little hand. Let's have a look. Debsy.
I'm alright.
Oh, Deb, let's have a little look.
Okay, it's alright.
It's not the worst thing to happen in the workshop though. Dad's friend Wally, who we started all this with, we lost a finger, didn't we?
I pulled a finger off, yeah.
Lost a finger.
You don't wear gloves on lathes and building machines.
Wally found out the hard way, and I believe jagged cut, so couldn't be reattached.
No, it was all squashed. There was nothing left of it. No.
R.I.P. Wally's finger.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. So you got past videos of old mine works.
Yeah.
What's your experience with this?
There's a friend of mine who knew somebody in Ulster, and he used to go exploring the disused lead mines, and he was actually a member of a mine rescue team. I got involved in this and I found I really enjoyed it. I started doing a bit of climbing, a bit of rope work, and in turn I also joined the mine rescue team. It's a bit like mountain rescue, but we do things underground. I've been involved in one or two really big call-outs, big massive rescues, just people injured underground. I suppose, unless you're interested in going underground, it must be the most horrible place in the world, but I do find it fascinating.
I think, yeah, it was the unit you were involved with, or my dad was involved with, was called Comru, which is the Cumbrian Ore Mine Rescue Unit. So if any of you are interested, have a little look at what those guys are up to. I know once you got a police escort, didn't you, to take you with speed? They thought he was speeding. And you ended up with a police escort to go and rescue some people. There's a lot of disused mines, especially in that area of Cumbria. Often you can fall down a shaft or you can get a flash flood. But these guys are amazing. So anyone not from the UK who's thinking, what is this, have a little check out of Comru.
It's not just if somebody loses a dog, they'll rescue a dog, flood situations. It's basically part of the Mountain Rescue Council.
Yeah. So obviously everyone knows what you do with the Doubleboost, which actually you put a lot of work into, so is like a job. But are you still working as a auto mechanic?
I still work as a mechanic. I've laid back a little bit now. I work 4 days a week and I basically do MOT tests. I do still repair cars if the lads are pushed, but basically all I do now is MOT testing.
Yeah, which you love in comparison to hauling engines around.
I'm getting a bit too old now to start lifting engines and gearboxes. I can still do it. I just shouldn't want to. And working 4 days a week, my YouTube channel has allowed us to do that, which means I can spend all day Friday in my workshop making videos.
Which I think is an important time to thank the Patreons and the people who do support my dad, because what that's meant is he can drop down to 4 days a week and he has the time to put more focus into everything he does in the workshop, because it is a job, and thanks to your generosity, he gets paid for the work that he does in providing entertainment for all of the people who love Doubleboost. So I think great chance to say thank you for that, because I know it means the world to my dad and my mum that he gets to do this as part of his working life. So I thank you for that.
It's a very good situation to be in. One strange thing is, because there's thousands of people watch me, and if I go into a steam rally, there's always people come and they'll say, "Is it you?" I think so. And it's great to meet viewers. I'm always happy to shake somebody's hand, buy them a pint. It really is a nice, friendly YouTube channel I've got here. I try and keep it this way. There's no politics, no religion, none of that shite. Just straightforward, honest engineering. Yeah,
I've even had a couple of your fans in my restaurant.
You have.
They were very pleasant to me and my team. So it's not even my dad that gets to meet the people there. Like when one of your viewers was in Edinburgh, popped into Brown, so that was lovely for me as well.
Yeah.
My team were like, "What's going on?" I was like, "My dad does YouTube," and that was an entire other conversation, which then took everyone off the shop floor for half an hour while they stood watching videos of jet turbine engines.
Yeah.
You've had a few mishaps.
Yeah.
Except for your hedge.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest but funniest mishap do you reckon you've had in the
workshop?
In the workshop, apart from Mum hitting the hand with a hammer.
I do sort of outtake videos. The one that makes me still laugh was a few years ago. I was working on a box fire lathe and the coolant pipe blew off and it sprayed all the coolant everywhere. That was sort of funny, I suppose. I've had quite a few near misses that aren't funny, but on the whole I try and be as careful as possible. I try and show best practice in my videos. I don't use grinders and no guards on. You know, I'd sort of be half sensible, but I'm not the safety police by any stretch of the imagination.
Cool. And if someone was interested in getting started in terms of a little bit of engineering, what would be the first piece of kit you'd advise someone to get the ball rolling?
Absolutely a lathe. You can make round things, you can make square things, you can use a lathe to do a lot of work. That's my lathe is the mainstay of the workshop. I made a lot of things without a milling machine, just using a lathe.
Cool. Would you buy a new one, or do you think you can get them good second hand if you know what you're looking for, or do you know where the best place to get a lathe is?
Some of the import lathes are getting better all the time, but honestly, if it was me, I would buy a second-hand British or American lathe or a German lathe. But you've got to know what you're buying. You don't want to buy something that's worked out. You need sort of. It's easy to get your fingers burnt with machine tools. You want to buy a lathe either to restore it or to use it, and I buy lathes to use, not restore.
Okay, cool. So there we go. Thank you very much for answering all the questions.
No problem.
I'm sure if you have any other questions from your dad, you can pop them in the comments. I don't think you'll make you wait another 500 episodes for to answer them. But if we've missed anything you really want to know about, do always reach out. Let me know. Please remember to like and subscribe the videos. That really does help introduce my dad to people who might not have seen his videos yet.
Yeah.
And again, thank you from me for your continued support. It's always lovely whenever I'm home to pop into the workshop.
It's always a pleasure to have you up there. Always.
And say hello. Actually, there's a queue. A couple of my friends want to be on. They've heard that I'm on the internet, so you might get some special guests from some of my.
We might do a monthly.
Yeah, Leela wants to be on. She's like, "How come Emmy's on?" I'm like, I'll get you on.
Okay.
So, actually, that's a good question. If you could have a surprise guest, anyone in the whole world, and you could bring them into the workshop, who would be the best person? Just for one day only, who would you like to see in the workshop?
That's currently alive.
Oh. Alive or dead?
My dad.
I knew you were going to say that. Oh, it would have been lovely to have Grandad Eddie, and you would have loved him.
He has been on one or two of my videos. He used to do the raffle for us and things, and I've still got tools belonging to my dad that I use.
He kept everything well.
Yeah.
He did the machine, but my Grandad was also a really good artist. So around the house we have loads of his, and in my house as well.
Yeah.
We have loads of his drawings, which were really fantastic. He liked pen and ink, didn't he? Yeah. So really interesting. My granddad was in the Air Force as well, so we had quite a lot of interesting stories about his time in the Air Force.
Of course, my dad was into, before video, we used the 8mm film, and I've got 8mm cine film of us when we were kids, and little bits of steam rise and that sort of thing. And occasionally I will put the odd clip on. He's
even got stuff from, so when we were younger, the kind of area we grew up in, most people didn't have video cameras in them days. So things like, all my school friends have a video of our reception school play, and I have birthday party videos, which is really special because it was just because my granddad's interests meant that we could have those things, because most people my age from this area would never have those kind of things.
That's right, yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Right, I think that's about it, Beth.
Okay, right, do you want to say thank you?
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in for the question and answers. I hope you have a lovely week. See you next week on the next Sunday night nightcap. Thank you very much from me, my dad, in the workshop.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.